We're in the darkest days of our year. And so it's no coincidence that many spiritual traditions celebrate festivals of light during these days. Diwali, Hanukkah, winter solstice, Advent, and Christmas all involve celebrations of light. These short days and long nights, we light candles to remind ourselves that all is not darkness, to remind ourselves the basic truth of how God built our solar system. No matter how long the night is, the sun will always rise. But somehow we've gotten stuck in this idea that darkness equals evil and light equals good. And so to our own demise as human beings, we live in fear of darkness. Whether that darkness shows up as seasons of melancholy, seasons of loss, or whether that darkness shows up as strangers with higher levels of melanin in their skin, we fear darkness to our own demise because darkness can be beautiful. Darkness can be an agent of learning and growth and transformation. It's time, as my friend Travis West says, it's time to reject that dualistic notion that darkness equals evil and light equals good. This night is a night to remember that darkness is not the enemy of light, but its partner. Darkness was, after all, if you remember back to the creation story, darkness was God's first home before the creation of the universe. So Travis reminded us in something he wrote this week, when we find ourselves in darkness, we need not feel alone. Because when darkness is our home, God is at home there too, meeting us in the quiet places, neighboring us in the midst of the wonderful and the terrible mysteries of life. So this is a night to remember, as Travis said, that darkness is not the enemy of light, but its partner. In fact, and Travis quotes his wife Mariah when he says, "Darkness is the womb of light." Think about all that comes to be in darkness. Seeds buried in soil, embryos implanted in the womb, little chicks entombed in a shell, a caterpillar wrapped in a chrysalis. All of life begins in darkness. So maybe we should learn to befriend it. And since all of light begins in darkness, it was, of course, the dark of the night when the birth of Christ was announced to the shepherds with the light of the angels. And since all life begins in darkness, it was just as the sun began to rise when Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and found it empty, found that Jesus had conquered death and risen from the grave. All of life begins in darkness. And so tonight, as we celebrate the light of the world, we need not fear the darkness. The other gospel writers wrote the story of Jesus' birth in the form of a story, but John tells it in symbols. John tells it in symbols, and he says simply in John chapter 1, "The light shines in the darkness." The light shines in the darkness. And now I want to share with you a blessing for this light shining in the darkness from one of my favorite writers named Jan Richardson. All throughout these months, as the shadows have lengthened, this blessing has been gathering itself, making ready, preparing for this night. It has practiced walking in the dark, traveling with its eyes closed, feeling its way by memory, by touch, by the pull of the moon, even as it wanes. So believe me when I tell you, this blessing will reach you. Even if you have not light enough to read it, it will find you. Even though you cannot see it coming, you will know the moment of its arriving by your release of the breath you have held so long, a loosening of the clenching in your hands, of the clutch around your heart, a thinning of the darkness that had drawn itself around you. This blessing does not mean to take the night away, but it knows its hidden roads, knows the resting spots along the path, knows what it means to travel in the company of a friend. So when this blessing comes, take its hand, get up, set out on the road you cannot see. This is the night when you can trust that any direction you go, you will be walking toward the dawn. So let this light be a sign that we do not walk in the darkness alone. Let this light be a sign that the light of Christ himself is with us, and that we have companionship with others along the dark way who share this light. Maybe we can even befriend the darkness, and we can set out on the roads that we cannot see because the light shines in the darkness. And now, my friends, let's add our wicks to this light that shines in the darkness. I will come and light a candle on this side and on this side, a reminder to only tip the unlit candle. So if you have a lit candle, hold it straight up and down, and the person next to you can put their unlit candle to your flame, otherwise the wax will drip. So let us add our wicks to the light that shines in the darkness. You who dwell in darkness, add your wick to the light of the world. You who are lonely, you who have empty seats at your tables, you who wonder if you'll have enough to make ends meet, add your wick to the light of the world. You who long for justice, you who pray and work for the day when peace on earth and goodwill to all shall be real, add your wick to the light of the world. You who are eager for Christmas morning, you who dread it, add your wick to the light of the world. You who are well rested, you who are weary, add your wick to the light of the world. Alone we falter. With the light of Christ, together we blaze. Let's stand and sing Silent Night. Take a minute to look around you and to notice the beauty of shared light. Alone we falter, my friends, but together with the light of Christ we blaze. It is dark outside, but we carry with us the light of the world. And now, as we prepare to change the light, it will look like we're extinguishing the light, but before we put out our lights, I invite you to envision a little door in your heart opening up and take this flame, this tongue of fire, take it into your heart with the door open to go out and share the light of Christ with the world. So now we change the light. Friends, Merry Christmas and go in peace.